My name is Grace Munro, and I started going to Pinelake Oxford when I was a sophomore in college. I actually grew up going to the Catholic church, but we were the Cheesters, Church and Easter kind of people. And so I did not have a church home before coming to college. When I was a senior in high school, a family started pouring into me through pageants. So I would drive from the coast into Vicksburg to just meet with this family, and they shared the gospel with me then. But I really didn't know what it meant to have a relationship with Jesus and walk it out with him. When I went to Ole Miss, I lived that normal freshman college life and was a part of parties and concerned about boys and was not concerned about what God had for me and what he wanted for my life. I was definitely lost. I mean, I was sad. I knew that I was broken, and I knew that this couldn't be it. This couldn't be all that my life was supposed to be. I remember one night I had my best friend and my roommate. She was one of the main people in my life that pointed me to Christ. And I remember one night coming in late from a party, and she was asleep in her bed. And I just remember thinking to myself, Grace, why are you asleep? You know, why are you not in your bed asleep right now? And I mean, that was not a one-time deal. I mean, that was all the time, but that was a moment that I remember putting a stake in the ground of, hey, something's got to change in my life. My big and my sorority actually invited me to go to Pinelake Oxford. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why. I just reluctantly was like, fine, I'll go and check out this preacher on a screen. And so I did, and I felt at home, absolutely at home, when I walked through the doors of Pinelake Oxford. That people there knew me and were welcoming me, and I mean, they didn't know me. It was my first time there, but I felt like they did. And so after that, I decided, like, okay, I'm gonna walk down and talk to Jody, which I didn't know him at the time. And so Jody greets you with this big old smile, and I told him, I was like, hey, I'm ready to be baptized. Like, I'm ready to go public. You know, I'm ready to share my story, talk through my story with him. And he was like, yeah, girl, you're ready. And so I was like, okay. And so was baptized in October of 2016. Then I started serving with Pinelake kids. I led worship and had third graders that I got to pour into. And then I was even a part of our student ministry. I just got to own my faith and pour out what God was teaching me, and have people that were there holding me accountable and calling me more. For students to know that this is their home, for them to be able to walk out what God has for them, and just to have a relationship with Jesus, and that is it. That this is their home. Pinelake Oxford is their home. I know from experience of what it feels like to not have a church home. And so there are so many students from all over the state of Mississippi and even beyond that come to Ole Miss, that come to Oxford. And so Pinelake Oxford can be their home of a place to have a relationship with Jesus, to know that religion is dead and that there's nothing that you can do to earn the love of Jesus. And Pinelake Oxford can be that place, like it was for me, where they can walk out what God has for them and to see what that means and to walk that out with him.